Hey there everybody, and welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to be talking about linear versus nonlinear. So first off, let's talk about what those words mean. You might have noticed this word line inside the word linear. So when it says linear, this means a line. And when it says nonlinear, as you might guess, it means not a line. So today we're going to be looking at these graphs and these equations, and you are just going to be telling me if it's a line or if it's not a line. So let's start with these graphs up here on top. Okay, look at that. It's totally straight. This is a line, so we are going to say linear. How about this one? Look, it's another line. It's totally straight from top to bottom, so this is also linear. What about this one? I mean, yeah, the tail down here looks a little bit straight-ish, but there's this nice big curve here, and if there's a curve anywhere in it, it's nonlinear. So nonlinear there. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, that is just not a line. That is definitely nonlinear also. Okay, so that's how you do with the graphs. Just as a quick review, let's talk about whether these are a function or not a function also. If you remember from yesterday, there's that vertical line test where you draw a line or you set your pencil down on the graph. And if your pencil or your line crosses the graph more than one time, then it's not a function. But if it only crosses one time, then it is a function. So if I put my pen down right here, how many times does my pen cross this graph? Only one time, right? So this is a function. I'm just going to say fun. Okay. Now what about, let's do this one next. What if I set my pen down? Doesn't really matter where I set it down. It only crosses the graph one time, right? Okay, so this one is also a function. What about this one? This vertical line here. Okay, if I set my pen down on it right this way, well, it kind of crosses at every single point, right? So it's crossing an infinite number of times. That is not a function. Okay, what about this one? All right, let's put the pen down one more time. It looks like it's crossing the graph 2 times. So what is it going to be? Not a function. Okay, no fun. So there's our little review from yesterday. Now let's talk about how to figure out if these equations are linear or nonlinear. And I've kind of written a little flowchart for us down here. A very, very short flowchart. There's one important question to ask yourself. Are there any exponents? And if the answer is yes, then it's not a line. But if the answer is no, it is a line. So what are exponents? Exponents are those little numbers, right? Up here. So these things, these guys are exponents. All right, so let's look at our equations. Are there any exponents? No. That means it is a line. In fact, when you look at that, you might be able to recognize that that's going to be a line because it's in slope-intercept form, and it's probably looking pretty familiar to you right now. But I'm just going to go ahead and write linear. We don't have to graph it or anything. Now, what about that one? It is also one of the lines we've been studying, right? Y equals 2. It's not exactly in slope-intercept form, but we know that's linear. And even if you didn't remember from our previous units, you could use this rule. Are there any exponents? No exponents, so it is linear. Okay, what about this one? You might recognize this one also from previous units, or you can use your rule. Are there any exponents? Nope, so it's linear. All right, what about this one? It looks a little bit different, but are there any exponents? Nope, no exponents to be seen, so guess what? It is linear, good. Okay, what about over here? This is a different kind of graph. We haven't studied a whole lot. Are there any exponents? Yes, there's an exponent right here, right? So we know it is non-linear. All right, what about over here? Are there any exponents? Yeah, there's an exponent right there. So we're going to say non-linear for that one also. What about that one? Y equals 3 to the x power. Any exponents there? Yeah, the exponent is actually the x this time. So yes, there are exponents. That means it's non-linear. And one last one, this time we have x raised to the 3rd power. So yes, there are exponents, which means it is non-linear. So that's our whole lesson for today. If you have any questions, let your teacher know. We'd love to hear from you, and have a good day. Bye.